He gets a big run here on Danica. Goes to the inside. Danica wants to squeeze him and try to prevent him from making that pass. He clips her and turns her right into the grass, and unfortunately turns himself as well into that outside wall.
A lot of movement of these cars down the back straight. We see Danica in the 10 right there. There she goes down on the inside. That car really got light. The wheels come off the ground. Roof lid.
Wow.
Push it back down.
That is turf management at its worst right there.
Wow.
It's Danica Patrick.
Well, you can hear a tire down here.
I was going to say, was that another tire?
It sounds like it.
She was in 19th.
She was running 19th.
Underneath Casey Kane. Looks like Casey went to go tuck in behind her and just misjudged it. Got into her right rear, turned her into the wall. Hard impact.
Man, right down the straightaway here. Woo. She's going by Casey here, making the pass, and man, he just clips her in the right rear and turns her into the fence. I gotta believe she might be a little upset with that little move.
Should I get out? Yes.
All right, let's hear Casey Kane's side of what happened here.
Pretty sure I hooked her right there, but I feel like she started coming up the track. I might be wrong. Yeah, both going for the same spot, as far as I can tell.
Sixth caution of the day. Lap 323.
See what happened here, guys. I think we know, but take a look.
Danica on the bottom. Oh, David Reagan gets a big run, tries to go to the center, make it 3 wide. Danica just didn't have any idea that he was going to do that. Comes up and makes contact.
Yeah, he was trying to go by his 34 car there and dove under him, but Danica was down.
42, 19 and 11, stay easy, back it down, stay in the middle. You clear all the way back up,
That's a really risky move to be making right there. I mean,
on his teammate.
I mean, I understand he had the run and you know, he's going to try to dive inside him going into turn 3 as they.
Tough situation for Danica Patrick as she comes down, and the 38 stops right in front of her.
Yeah, Danica.
And now they're not going to stop. It's not over.
Danica's upset at Gilliland from early in the race. Remember, the two got together, and Danica tried to pay her back, and pay him back rather. And
probably go to the garage, I'd say.
She got the worst of it.
A lot of damage now to the 10. And is it over? If she catches back up to the 38. The 38's going to stay on the track. She is not. As you mentioned earlier in the day, this is the 38 running the 10 all the way up the track, and then Danica into the wall. And now most recently,
it looks like a replay in opposite positions. The 10 gets behind the 38, runs the 38 up the racetrack.
Drivers are using all of the concrete out there tonight. Trouble down the front. Danica Patrick. That's unfortunate. Oh, she done a great job for 434 laps here tonight.
So far, how bad is it?
It's done.
And number 13 is unlucky for Danica Patrick. She was running
to the pits, please.
19th.
We'll go.
Contact here. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's real unfortunate because she did have an incredible race going. To be
into the wall goes the 10, and 10 is hit as well as she was coming back down the track. Danica Patrick. Looked as though the 55 of David Reagan made contact with Danica as she was coming down the track. She gets the car refired. Looks like she's going to try to drive it back.
Danica on the outside of Newman.
And around she goes. Didn't look like there was contact there, but could have been earlier.
Yeah, I have to believe there was contact the way she turned around quickly. Here comes David Reagan. Nowhere to go. He did nothing wrong.
Right here, I think, is the best shot. You have the 31 underneath the 10. The 31 just moves up. I didn't know if the 24 got into the 31, but at that view, it seemed clear to me that there was no contact. Jeff was just turning underneath the 31. The 31 got in the corner deep.
Yeah.
Between the 31 and the 10, there was definitely contact. Whether the 31 came up or the 10 was coming down, that's what makes this corner so difficult, Jeff, because what's the line? You can't follow the dotted line. What's the natural line of the cars into the corner?
Yeah, Danica was expecting Ryan Newman to go all the way down to like the left, put the left sides closer to the yellow line. She was protecting that spot, trying to, arc in the corner, and just Ryan Newman thought, hey, you're not coming down that far. So Ryan Newman didn't do that on purpose, but ultimately it looked like Ryan did not give her the room that she was expecting.